Hi everybody, it's George Grant from Caucasus Club, and I want to share with you some good insights that will help you to navigate in this life. They are not necessarily related to MGTOW only, but generally they cover the whole spectrum of life and can be used as groundwork for insights and tools that help you to live free and fulfilled life. So one of such insights, and I believe it is most important one, is the realization that we live in mental universe, which means whatever you see is a product of thought, which has been later materialized. Any any objects you see around yourself have been thought at some point of time, and then they have been materialized. Like inventor has come with some idea and then he put it on a paper to make a draft and sketch of it or blueprint, then took it to engineers, and finally this project has been built, materialized and manufactured, ending up in some tangible physical product. So likewise, everything you see and perceive has thought as a basis of it. So why it is important is that when you realize this basic principle, it becomes much easier for you to operate in this life. For example, you are facing some challenges in your life, be it personal or business related, and when you see all of this from the standpoint of a thought as underlying cause of it, it becomes much more easier for you to navigate in this realm, to sort out all apparent difficulties in this situation, and to constructively pave your way to some desired result. This basic concept that everything is made of thought is not only concept, but it just reflects the reality of life. And as I said again, I want to underline that understanding this makes life much more easier. In my previous videos I was talking about that the whole world is material and that you should not chase fancy ideas, which is true. What I want to understand in this video is that if you grasp this principle of the universe as a result of the materialization of thought, then it becomes much easier for you to operate mechanically. You still should not fall into play of ideas and philosophy, but when you realize this perspective which I am talking about now, it becomes for you very easy to navigate. From this point of view, you can see even people around you, men, women, everybody, as a reflection of your thought. In one of my comments somewhere on YouTube a while ago, I mentioned to guys who were discussing the PUA techniques about how to behave with women and some pickup techniques and so on. I mentioned one line that woman is a reflection of what you think about yourself. And somehow guys liked this comment very much, and it has been liked and shared a lot of times, and they even were commenting replies and asking questions. So it seemed that it resonated with a lot of guys. So I began to think why it has resonated, because at that moment when I was posting that, I did not think much about that. It was just kind of coming spontaneously out of what I experienced. And when I began thinking, I understood that the reason why they liked it is that deep down everybody had this insight that everything we see, and in particular women in that conversation, are nothing more than a reflection of what we think about ourselves. And ourselves being, as philosophers call it, the self, or everything, or like the whole conscious universe. So if you go out, for example, in the street and you begin experimenting with this, you begin looking at people as they are a reflection of your thoughts, you will soon feel and experience that very unique kind of sensation, and it will be satisfying sensation because it will let you experience like everything is falling in the right place. You will kind of start feeling that everything makes sense now. You will be seeing people as a reflection of your thoughts, and those people will acquire the quality of being meaningful objects, some meaningful creatures, not just sort of dead, moving objects around you. And when you experience them as meaningful objects which are a reflection of your thought, then they acquire more value in your eyes. And when they acquire the more meaning and value in your eyes, it becomes much easier for you to communicate with people and to establish meaningful contacts with them. Some call it like spiritual connection, but I want to avoid this kind of cliches because they often are associated with some spirituality, religion and stuff, but I don't want to go into these things. It is just plain practical thing with which I'm talking about. So when you see everything as a reflection of thought, of what you are thinking about yourself, it becomes much easier, it just falls into place, and you feel the unification of everything. You feel that there are no jagged up, separated structure of this life, but it is all unified as a one field, like one huge gigantic program which you are part of. And then communication within this huge field, it becomes much more natural. It becomes more natural and easy. So do this experiment. Right now where you are, just look around you and start seeing that all these objects, be it in your office or in your room, on your desk, or things which you are seeing outside in the window, or if you are listening it on your iPhone with headphones or walking in the street, wherever you are, you can see that all these objects are now acquiring the vividness and meaningfulness when you see them like that, as a reflection of thought. And amazingly, it gives you ability, like a magician, to interact with this thought field and easily and smoothly affect it and even manipulate it, but in a good sense of this word, not in some negative sense manipulating, but just being able to operate and deal with things which are around you in a constructive way. And this is very important because in our time we are all segregated and separated, and this digital world and internet, whatever, it just separates people hugely and causes this kind of autism and stuff, which is undesirable for your health. But with this new vision, this separation disappears and you become capable of easily communicating and integrating within this unified field in which you basically live and breathe every day. So there is no more feeling of alienation of yourself, no more feeling of a lack of something, but you like You're like swimming in the water, easily and smoothly enjoying this swim, and this water upholds you, and the water also, it's just a unified field, like this life as well. So you now feel this unification with this field, and seeing it as a thought field, as a reflection of your thoughts, you can easily and freely communicate with different people, and this communication will result in something positive, because they will also tune in to your frequency, because deep down everybody wants this, everybody feel it, they long for this kind of experience and sensation. Everyone have this in them, but it's not awakened. And when you establish this sort of communication, they will respond. The response will be amazing. Now, the people will open up, and the whole sincerity which are in people, and all good positive qualities which are in them hidden so far, they will come out, and the communication will be very rich. It will not be like unfortunately many people have nowadays, like negative or criticizing or judging something, which is form of escapism basically and defeatness, but it will be positive and constructive and active, and both of you will feel empowered and enriched, irrespective of who you're communicating with, be it man or woman. It does not at all matter, because the dimension of this thought field, it has no gender. It is absolutely has nothing to do with gender at all. That's the reason why if there are, for example, some women, some females who somehow manage to achieve this state of level of consciousness due to some spiritual practices or whatever, they differ from other females very strongly. So you can feel when you communicate with them that they are some completely different beings, because they speak not from their basic animalistic female ground, which is of course lacking and destructive, but they at that moment speak and communicate from this upper, higher level of thought field, or some call it spiritual dimension, which is the same for men and women. So this is my advice: just see everything as a thought field, as a reflection of your thoughts, and begin practicing like you work out in a gym, lifting weights and gaining muscle mass. Same way you practice every day in this exercise, seeing everything as a thought form, and you will gain this muscle, so to say, the spiritual or mental muscle, and it will reflect on all areas of your life. It just will cover all areas of your life, making them successful. This advice is extremely valuable, what I'm giving it to you now. There are a few people in the world who are talking about this as well and teaching, but I still feel that not so many people are catching this. So it is important to communicate this message, because the problem which we are seeing, they are all separate, segregated problems, but this sort of message and seeing, it deals with all problems at once. It puts you into the position, into the perspective from which you can think and deal with all these problems globally, in a global scale, if you know what I mean. So let's do it, practice it, and then you can come back and just comment or reply what was your result, and share your experiences and results. I'm sure they will be very enriching for everyone, for our community. And so this is how we are going to build up ourselves. Okay, I will wrap up on this. Thank you for your time. Please like, share, subscribe. Share this message with others to help them. And I will see you in the next videos. This was George Grant from Caucasus Club, and I'm out.